And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the semifinals or semifinals here of the PiGosaur Cup number 88. We're here with a spicy TVZ here, a best of 5 at that. Let's go. Let's jump in. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Sanctuary 3, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the red Zerg. It is Solar. And spawning in the bottom hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran for Shopify. It is ByuN. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Let's go. Is the music louder than normal? Am I? I'm like 28. Okay. I don't know, it felt like the music was blaring a little bit louder than normal, which was a little bit weird. But again, we're a couple of hours into the new hotfix, into the new patch, so maybe, you know, some things have changed here and there. Regardless, we're jumping into our fresh series. Coming into this, it's a little bit harder to call here. If this was yesterday, I would favor Solar, but now that we have a new day, a new hotfix, a new patch, then we'll see. We'll see how ByuN can hold his own against Solar. I'm really curious to see how the larva change will impact the mid-game. Likewise, so winding it back a little bit, we spoke about it during the Cham series, but the Reaper production has been increased a little bit. The reasoning for this is because previously the Reaper was arriving a little bit too fast and was able to punish the mineral line and harass quite heavily in the early game. Because of that, we saw a lot of pull first in ZvT. Now, because that changed, the goal is to allow for hatch first to be much more viable. So hatch gas pool is going to be, hatch pool gas even is going to be the opener here for Solar. And I will say that when it comes to the Reaper change, this might negatively impact TVP, just because proxy 2x Reaper is a thing in TVP, and that might be impacted by the increased production time on the Reaper. That is definitely a possibility. I'm not entirely certain though. Like, we'll have to, you know, testing required. We'll see if it becomes less viable or still becomes something that's accessible. But in my mind, like, that's the other influencing factor is Reaper openers against Zerg, but also proxy 2x Reaper against Protoss. Another. Again, it was the earlier pool. We do have 6 things on the way. Queens are amassing as well. ByuN will poke in, and welcome to Sanctuary 3. Sanctuary 3 does have a very secure 2-base setup with the ramp coming into the natural. Likewise, the low ground 3rd base is a little bit more exposed, of course, and a little bit more vulnerable. ByuN does poke in, and Solar should be able to minimize losses. Did make extra lings, by the way. Yeah, it did make an extra pair, just to be safe. I mean, again, did even go pool before gas, which I don't know if it's quite necessary anymore, but does play it a little bit safer. We'll zone, we'll defend, and we'll pull out a gas. Yeah, it does pull out. But now we're calming down, we're settling in. Oh, my apologies, I'll fix up the title. Yeah, I got you. Behind this, once again, ByuN is going for another 1-1-1. We saw this against Cham, we're seeing it here as well. So ByuN is going for a delayed third CC, a delayed economy, in favor of something more aggressive here. Now, last time this led into double Banshee into 8 Hellions, and ByuN was able to pull Cham apart. I will say that this is an easier map to defend on, though, so we'll see if ByuN can find anywhere near as much damage against Solar. We'll see. Oh, pokes in. And will snipe the tumor. Jesus. Del snipe the tumor. ByuN barely pulls away. Behind this, we have more Hellions in production as well, going to be rallying across the map. And so far, Solar, he is holding his own. But again, we'll see if he can keep up with the Hellion plus Banshee harass. As here comes that Banshee with Cloak. Again, there are layers to this aggression. For now, ByuN just poking, prodding, just testing the waters. And for the most part, no damage should really be done here outside of the tumors being picked away at. This time, the tumor will survive. Solar just zoning away. Behind this, we're joining with saturating. We are now pulling into gas. Transferring over towards our 3rd. There is a bit of an opening here. Oh. ByuN doesn't quite commit. Yeah, ByuN is tempted. Oh. Rotates over. Solar does react in time. So far, so good. Solar, he's holding, he's defending. ByuN looking for another way in. At the same time, Solar being a little bit cheeky here, does sneak out some lings. Does skirt around the edge of the map. As ByuN rotates back around and Soul's out of position. Oh yeah, it is slightly out of position here. 3 drones going to be going down for 1 Hellion, and not a bad trade here for ByuN. At the same time, Lings they move in, but they're defensive. Hellion's back at home, and the Lings they shouldn't get much done here. Yeah, they are deflected. ByuN holds. ByuN he defends, he attacks. Behind this lair first out of Solar. That's a lair before Bailey Nest, before Roachworm, before Eva Chamber. It's a little bit safer. It does allow for earlier Overseers and scouting. Oh, but the Banshee has arrived and the Spore's not ready. The Spore, yeah, late Spore to Solar. Ay. Lings they poke in. They don't kill any workers. Hellions to go for the dive. That's going to be 5 drones going down at the natural. Already some brutal damage being dealt. As Spores are now done on all the bases, but again, this has already paid for itself. And we're still not done. Catching out another drone. Oof, another 2 drone kills, 7, 8 drones going down. The Banshee finally falls. A reaction out of ByuN. Second Banshee has arrived. Finding more damage. Getting it to 10 drone kills, 11. 11 drones going down. The Hellions, they find the Queens. Oof. Oh my god, his workers line up. That's another 3 workers falling. 14. This is too much. This is too much damage. 14 drone kills. Ay. Solo once again getting a little bit desperate. Moving out across map. Back at home, we have a full wall. I will say that the 3rd CC again was delayed, but this is worth it. Like ByuN has done more than enough killing 14 workers. Banshee's still alive. Hellions pull away. We do have Solo going into Ling Bane Muta. And we'll see if ByuN can recognize what's going on. Oof. As ByuN denies more creep. Ooh, even delays the 3rd. Oh, sorry, delays the 4th. And delays the expansion. Keeping Solo busy. Banshee moving back in, finding 1 more drone. 2? 1. Okay. Sorry, 2. Yeah, 2 drones going down. That, I believe that was the 4th base building worker plus the drone here on the right hand side. As ByuN massacres his 3rd. And we'll see if Solo can stabilize with said Muta play. Remember, the Spire has not been scouted. True. ByuN's not aware. He's not aware of the Mutas, not aware of the Spire. But ByuN, he's just pushing regardless, going for a 7-minute push now with all of his tanks, with Stim, with combat shields. 1-1 is going to finish up mid-fight. ByuN has a lot of momentum here. And Solar, he's going to defend with slow Banes. Bailing speed will be done soon, but will it be done in time? Mutas are spotted. Does catch 1. ByuN sims in, and Solar has to buy time. He has to buy time for Bailing speed. There's a cancel. Mutas a counterattack. Bailing speed finishing up in 5 seconds. Okay, it will be done in time. And Mutas will find some damage here. Getting 3, 4, 5 SCVs. 4. 4 workers going down. And ByuN doesn't gain any ground, but he does catch a queen. Oh, almost. He does get away. Towers say defend back at home. ByuN pushing in. We're going to gain more ground. And what's really hurting Solar here is less so about the economic damage being done here, but more so about the lack of growth here for Solar, as he has no 4th base. Like, the 4th base is very late for Solar. ByuN has the greater economy and is looking to outscale Solar. Oh, Solar does catch some reinforcements. Catching at the Hellions. ByuN, he's trapped. Uh-oh. Yeah, ByuN, he has to either try to reinforce his army or try to backstab and try to distract. Here comes Solar collapsing in, and Solar will clean this up. Yeah, collapsing on the tanks, on the Marines. Nice tank shots here on the Banelings. Marines, they lift up into the main. Again, this will be cleaned up, just trying to trade as best as possible, as efficiently as possible. Getting an Overlord, trading with Lings. Nice focus firing. Gets 1 Mutalisk. Gets 2. Okay. 2 Mutas go down. And again, Solar is still just now saturating his 4th base. ByuN keeping up the pace. Going for another double drop. Widow mines are amassing as well. This is something that I didn't quite touch on here, but widow mines are going to be much more impactful here compared to previously. To the point where even dragging mines is going to be much more difficult. For those that are curious, the widow mine, the time that it takes for the widow mine shot to be triggered, it has been reduced, so it does shoot faster. So that means the idea of trying to micro against mines or trying to drag mines is going to be much more difficult. Not impossible, but difficult. So as a result, this will mean that Lingbane Muta specifically is going to be a little bit weaker. It may incentivize more Lingbane Hydra instead. Oh, magic goes off. And catching us on the Mutas. Thor has arrived as well. Soul's going to be zoned away. He does attempt to catch the Mutas. And both armies are maxing out. Whew, okay, both armies are maxing. We'll see if ByuN does react in time. He does. Ooh, Jesus. Does pick up. Jumping into the main base. Again, we'll lose these Marines. But again, just trading as best he can. Catching out one more Mutalisk. Does get one more. Main army pushing on the right hand side. Head towards the southern base. Soul is in position. ByuN a little bit late to react. Lose the Widow Mine. Mine goes down. Solar cannot push off a creep. ByuN maintaining his position. Will zone away. Yeah, we'll look to zone. At the same time, does catch some of the queens. Not bad. Gets one. Almost two. Lingbane comes in, and ByuN does pick up in time. It does manage to pull away. Oh, the retardy. And Solar trying to engage through the slow zones here. Ay, ay, ay. We gotta respect the slow zones, papi. Respect them. ByuN making use of the terrain, once again going for a split push. And again, ByuN has had a lot more momentum here. Solar's been late to drone, late to saturate, late to take up. Can still take a fight though. Unable to collapse in. Yeah, ByuN reacts well. Oof. Zones back to Lingbane. Yeah, it does zone back. Solar, he's trying to work towards Ultra Tech. But I'm still not too confident that he'll be able to defend his fourth. As his fourth base is still looking quite exposed. Actually, knock down the rocks. Okay. Knock down the towers. Buying more time. This will buy some time. Oh. Widow Mine goes down. ByuN will make his way in. And this choke point may actually work against the Zerg player now. Tries to move in. Show some line shots. Ooh, decent connection. Just the one. Yeah, just the one. Here's ByuN. He does still trade well at the choke point, but does not break in. Doesn't break into the bases. ByuN rotating on the top side. Solar still trying to keep up. And the fifth base goes down. Yeah, we'll lose the fifth. Sorry, the sixth. Sixth base falls. Ultra Tech is still on the horizon. There's going to be a big power spike with Ultras if Soul can last that long. That's a big if though. Yeah, massive mine shots going off. Queens go down. And ByuN is gaining ground. There's no more Bailings. There's only one. Ooh, one Bailing connects, but only one Bailing. And Soul's being pulled apart. He can barely not keep up. Marines, they break through. Again, 0 Bailings left. They're racing on over. And this base will fall. Yeah, the expansion will fall. Oh my god. Yeah, mine shots connecting. We're trying to force friendly fire. Oh, can we force it? Oh my god. Bailings, they finally arrive. It's still not enough. Oh, it might be. Nah, not even. Oh my god, so many meters go down at the same time. Solar, he cannot defend. Southern base goes down. Northern base as well. And that's going to be 18 drone kills. Hatchery falls. Ay, ay, ay. Solar saves the fourth, but he will lose the sixth base and the fifth. Losing 2 bases, losing a mineral line. Ultras are now arriving. Is it going to be enough though? We have how many? Ooh, 4, soon to be 6. Okay, 6 ultras. Oh. We have 6 ultras on the way. Bearing in mind that there are no ghosts, so ghost snipes are not going to be a factor here. How many marauders? Only 4. Only 4 marauders. We're trying to go back into marauder production. Ultras, they can help solar stabilize. They can help. But ByuN has momentum on his side. Something that's really hurting here is that if you're cool, solo will solve his queens. So creep spread is very limited. Oh no! Mutas, they get caught out, going through the ByuN army. Yeah, catching what, 4 or 5 mutas. Double jump on the bottom side. Denying the 5th. And ByuN does keep pushing. Yeah, ByuN is not stopping. We have 6 ultras coming in from behind though. Oh, the ultras. Mind will say, ooh, a bit of friendly fire. Yeah, we do see a drag there on the Marines. Banelings go down, we pick up, we drop into the main. Mutas are catching reinforcements, but we can drop behind the mineral line. And dealing more economic damage, catching up more drones. 6 drone kills. Ultras that cannot keep up. Oof. And Mutas are being punished. And over time, Soul is just running out of steam. He's running out of steam, running out of army. He's running out, Bappy. Oof. And once again, nice target firing on the ByuN. And the ultras, they're quite tanky, they're quite beefy, but they don't shoot up. They don't shoot up, we just pick up, we just drop, we just rotate. Ah. As ByuN keeps rallying. And we still have 7 ultras. Like, I don't think a single ultra has gone down this game. They've been building up over time. But ByuN still has the better economy. Can still outscale. Especially as creepers receding. The creep is receding here. Cashing out the final active tumor. Are there enough marauders? Okay, there's still 7 ultras with transfuse. Oh, the mine shots. Ooh, mine shots, they go up on the Ling Bane. Yeah, no more Link Bay left. Ultras on their own, they're so fragile, they need support. Now we get the Infestors. It feels a little bit too little too late, but Infestors are on the way. They're coming. Solo does get across the map. Mutas, they do overwhelm the mineral line. Okay, damage is being done. This can get out of hand at the same time though. Hatchery falls. Losing 2 bases. The 4th and the 5th go down. Nice fungal. Yeah, very nice fungal growth. Catching us some of the bio. Mine shots going off as well. Oh my god, running through the minefield. Yeah, much more mine shots going off. Bearing in mind, because the wood mine shot takes less time to actually shoot, it means that there's a higher chance that actually gets a shot off before going down to something like this. True. So extra shots off for the ultras. And Soul is broke. He's down to 1 patch at the 3rd, nothing in the natural, nothing in the main base. So the 4th base here is trying to get fully saturated. This is the most important mining base here for Solar. The most important base. As Solar is double expanding. ByuN on the flip side, he has a fresh mining base here in the center, base here on the left, and taking another CC on top left as well, which, oh my god, the Mule Hammer! As you mentioned, like, ByuN is outscaling. Like, the soup is lying to you. The soup tells you, like, oh, the supplies are close, they're even. Nah. It's not the case, Bappy. Yeah, as ByuN jumps in, taking down another expansion, another hatchery. The base goes down. Again, Solar still has no efficient mining. Back down to 1 base. And let's pull away. Something that we're seeing here as well is that gases are mining up faster, which I would say is a positive thing. But the amount of gas available at each base has been reduced this patch. Or this hotfix. Was reduced. Basically, it means that turtling up on 4 bases is less viable than in the previous patch. Less viable, less resources. That's more impactful when it comes to, say, turtle heavy like Terran play or ZvP as well. As now we commit in. Once again, we get some decent fungals. And nice fungals on the main army. The ultras, they do trade well. They're very low, but they survive. Again, nice fight out of Solar. Solar, he's re-establishing his bases, taking his 4th and his 5th and his 6th base. Bases are getting back up and running. Oh, the ultras. Oh no, they finally go down. 3 ultras fall. Massive pickup. Infestor as well. Some heavy losses here for Solar. Well, there's the first 3. Yeah, the first 4. The first 4 ultras falling. Finally, they go down. Solar can't afford to make more. He can't afford them, Pappy. Mine's just popping up. Ultras are exposed. Solar can keep moving in. At the same time, we do have a backstab. Oh my god, how many turrets did they defend? Jesus. That's a lot of turrets. It is, they find some CCs. They distract ByuN. Killing one command center. Solar's up to 5 ultras. And again, we do land a couple of fungals here, but oh my god, the infestors go down. That was still worth it for ByuN. Very worth it. Catching up 3 infestors. Ultras again, they're on their own. Mine shots going up. ByuN kiting well off a creep. He does kite well. At the same time, we're going for an ultra run by. Let's go. Let's go for the run by. Counter drop at the same time. Will be cleaned up, but that's still going to be 10 drone kills. Remember, ByuN has mules. The warrior count is less impactful for ByuN. Does mean less for the Terran. They have mules back. Oh. Oh god, as we just tank the mine shots to the face. Yeah, oh my god, another mine shot. Yeah, the mine shots are brutal. Not like this. Oof. Yeah, the mines, they're popping off. Happy. Nice fungal. Yeah, nice kind of fungal, but alas. Solar's still trying to break through. Yeah, more mine shots connecting. We just tank the mine shots to the face time and time again. Oh god. And Solar, he will deny 1 base at least, but there wasn't really much mining going on. There wasn't much mining. Solar pushing in towards the planetary. ByuN now can make a stand. At the same time, he takes out another hatchery, another expand. Bailey's to get in. Massive connections. Oh, we saved them. We save a handful of SCVs. 11 workers go down. ByuN turns back around to race back home to defense. And Solar, again, his army isn't quite getting any larger. Does kill an expansion. But ByuN is coming home. And ByuN has a more formidable army. More formidable, just a stronger force. Gets 1, gets 2, gets all 3 ultras. All 3 ultras go down. Oof. Matchups as well. GG gets called. Solar, he's out of steam. And ByuN, he will claim game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. ByuN, he will take a lead in the series, and he was able to hold his own quite nicely here. I will say there was a decent balance here when it comes to Solar, his production, but also ByuN, he was able to be very aggressive, very high octane, of course, non-stop drop play, non-stop counterattacks. I will say that the Widowmine buff is very noticeable, as you could see, just because there's less time to react, less time to respond, and it is much more unforgiving when it comes to mine shots on the Ling Bane, on the Ultras, and on the Muta play as well. As we mentioned, I mean, it's too early to make any strong statements about this, but I can see a world where Ling Bane Muta is going to be less effective or less viable, or just requires more attention to detail. Requires more attention, requires more skill, and it may even just force some more Ling Bane Hydra play instead, or even back to Roach Ravager Ultra or Ling Bane Ultra, which is still very much so meta, by the way, like that style, just to be a little bit more prevalent. But we'll see as we're getting into game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. We're loading into game 2 and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Rainfall. We have the red Zerg player. We have the red Zerg player himself. We have the South Korean Zerg down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. It is Solar. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the red Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Let's go. Let us go. As we are settling into game number 2 here, and welcome to Rainfall. Rainfall is a very small map of the map pool. Short rush distance by ground aggression is much more favored on this map. That's typically where we favor Terran, right? Terran players, they typically do thrive better. They thrive stronger here on these smaller maps to be more aggressive, to be more in your face. We'll see if Solar can keep up. Again, in my mind, Roach play would be much more viable here to defend, to survive, and to build up into the mid game. But we'll see if Solar does go into Link main instead. Eyes are on Solar. Let's go. Hello, as we are going to be opening up pool first. Interesting. So early pool here by Solar. With this, he can try to skirt his Lings across the map and try to avoid as said initial scouting Reaper and SCV. But does go pool first. And this might also be just because of the short rush distance by ground. Solar wants to make sure he has an army or queens to defend against the Reaper, just to be safe. Noel. Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. In the YouTube chat. So again, for now, we are going to be settling in. Solar going for a very delayed gas, actually. So a much later gas guys are out of Solar. There's a higher chance that we go into Roach play as a result of that. Typically, if you delay your gases this heavily, you just skip Link speed, but we'll see if that'll be the case here for Solar. We'll see. A este boreal. Bienvenidos. Bienvenidos. Yes, again, from here we're going to be opening up. This time, ByuN, he does go for his initial Reaper scouts. He is moving out across the map to see what is going on. Bearing in mind there was no SCV scout this game out of ByuN, so just relying on said Reaper. As a result, it's going to be a later realization of the earlier pool timing, but I believe there were no Lings made. The 2. Yeah, only 2. So just defensively. Just defensive play here from Solar. Reaper does poke in, and Solar will be able to deflect. You can see that ByuN, he saw the timing of the hatchery being delayed, racing back home to defend against any Zerglings, and the game will continue. The game will continue. Bearing in mind as well that the upper semifinals is currently also set up and getting underway. Clem took down Geralt 2-0, Kira took down Camo, and Clem versus Kira, I believe, is happening at the same time. So I believe both for PiGosaur Cup specifically, both semifinals occur at the same time. For other tournaments like the Sparkling Tuna Cup or the War DCV Monday, they happen one after the other concurrently. Sorry, they happen one after the other. Meanwhile, in some like PiGosaur Cup, they had to happen concurrently instead. To make up for that, though, best of 5, right? That's to make up for it. As ByuN once again going for his own 1-1-1. Now, we saw last game, if you recall, how did game number 1 begin? Well, ByuN killed 14 drones. If you missed it, 14 drones went down at the start of the game, which is why ByuN found himself in a very comfortable position in the mid-game and why he was dictating the pace of the game itself. Here, we'll see if ByuN can replicate that success, as we are going for Reactored Marine. Oh, this is different. Okay, so no add-on, so we have continue reactored Marine production instead. We're going for a Hellbat push. So again, extra Marines than normal. We're going to have the medevac to support. Armories on the way. Hellbat push is coming. Much more committed, much more aggressive. And we spoke about this at the start of the game, how specifically on Rainfall, these aggressive builds hit harder. And we were theorizing that maybe Solar opens up Roaches to defend, but there is no Roach play. No Roach play at a Solar. He is going Ling Queen. There's a higher chance that ByuN can make this work. ByuN does look to boost across the map at the same time. ByuN gets thrown down. Solar, I believe he saw said medevac. He's still droning. Solar setting up a backstab. And we're still holding on. Solar still droning. His Ling's getting caught out. Up. Fails the scout. Oh, it's so close. And this has been delayed, right? This has been delayed, and now ByuN will pull the trigger. He's got 8, 7. So 7 Hellions. I believe there's going to be 2 Banshees. 1. Okay, there's going to be 1 Banshee available as well with Cloak. Medevac's moving in with our 8 Marines. No Stim, of course. But here come the Hellbats. Now, defensively here, Baliness is now done, so we can reactively morph in Banelings, but until they do morph in, ByuN, he can catch the Queens. Let's go. Does move in. We have 5 Banelings on the way. ByuN, he will smash against the Queens. And we'll see how many he can bring down. We do have plenty of transfuse. Yeah, plenty of transfuse here. Again, this hit later than normal because Solo was being so active with the Zerglings. He was delaying the push. And in the end, this push has failed. Yeah, the push has failed. The Banelings are done. And ByuN is now in a rough position. His 3rd CC is delayed. The armory was a waste of resources in the end. He has less Cloak Banshees. They're also hitting later because of the earlier medevac. And this is a shaky early game here for ByuN. Take. Oh. Moves out. Oh, does find a mineral line though. Okay. Jeez. Gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drones. Ay, ay, ay. Half a mineral line goes down. The Banshees. They're making up for the earlier failed Hellbat push. The earlier fumble. Meanwhile, Solar is going Lingbane Hydra. If you recall, I did mention that due to the change to the Widowmine, especially we saw it in that last game, Lingbane Hydra might just be a little more popular coming into this, but I mean, we're at least seeing it this game. Again, it's still too early to make any like strong like conclusions to anything. Ooh, Bailey's a crash in. Late reaction. Very late reaction here by ByuN. Ay, ay, ay. Not paying attention. Gets caught with his pants down. The pants were down. Hellbats get caught. Solar holds. Solar, he holds, he defends. Back across the map, ByuN still building up into his own bio. Making use of the army, getting the +1 of vehicle weapons, because why not? I mean, he's got the armory anyway, I mean. Why not? I believe 1 eBay. Yeah, just 1 eBay. Just the 1. ByuN moves in. Will be delayed here by the Spore. Oh, wait, no, sorry, he's got 2 eBays. How did I miss the +1 armor? My apologies. My blind. Oh, there it is. Didn't notice it in the production tab. As ByuN is looking for more damage. Bearing in mind the Banshees, they killed 7 drones, and that's a nice start, but ideally we do need a little bit more damage here. As Solar's running up to 80. Getting up to full 4-base saturation, massing up his own Ling Bane Hydra. And again, you can already see the difference here from game to game, just because of the failed early game here from ByuN. But last game, ByuN, who was already applying pressure to the 4th base, now this is the 5th expansion that's getting up and running. So Solar again is looking very comfortable here. And ByuN is being outscaled. Banelings to roll in. We go on top of the tanks. Catching out one. Yeah, one tank goes down. Drop behind the mineral line. Does trade somewhat. No real damage. Catching out 2 drones. And ByuN, yeah, he has to pull back. He has to pull back with the tanks. He cannot save it. ByuN has lost map control. He's trying to be active, but honestly, there's nothing really holding Solar back. Sport's out of position. Okay. Sport's out of position. 6 more drones going down. Nice damage here with the Banshees. This will slow Solar down. But it's so difficult to turtle up here on Rainfall. This is not the map to do this on. But he has to. Ay. Again, the 3rd base is so open. The 4th base as well. It's going to be a struggle here for ByuN. Despite that, though, the Banshees, every time. There's 9 more mining, no Spore in the main. That's on Solar. Where are the Spores, Pappy? Jesus. ByuN, we're playing with fire right now. Calm down, ByuN, calm down. ByuN sims in, Soul's out of position, the center hatchery goes down. ByuN makes the moves happen here. At the same time, Solar does move in, shows the Banelings. Yeah, Banelings do connect. Smashing through the natural, tank goes down as well, and SCVs will fall. Yeah, the entire mineral line's going to go down. ByuN does kill a base, but Solar kills the mineral line. Yeah, it does get the mineral line. Can even shut down the E-base. ByuN turns around. He does race back home. Things are being cleaned up. As we have the Lunkers. The Hive-Tech Lunkers, baby, they're coming. Yeah, tanks are on their own, so 3-4 tanks for free, Pappy. Oh, good. Cleans up all the tanks. ByuN pushing on the top side. We're getting messy. Getting very messy here. But again, Solar has 80 workers. Solar, he can sustain these losses. ByuN less so. Solar's transferring over. Workers now morphing in. Things are spotted. ByuN trying to keep up. Trying to keep up, trying to defend. Solar now maxed out. And ByuN, again, he's still stuck trying to build up his tank count. He lost so many tanks earlier. It's only down to 3. Down to 2. Down to 2 tanks. Vipers have arrived. Lurkers, they do burrow. They shut down the mineral line. Oh my god, Marines, they get punished. They get punished by the Lunkers, Pappy. Ay. And that's another 20 SCV kills. Again, it's been an uphill battle this entire game for ByuN. Ever since the initial Hellbat push was fumbled. The blunder. The Banshees, I mean, they did allow ByuN to stay in this game for sure. The Banshees, they did a lot of damage on their own. But that was kind of it. As we mentioned, Solar was able to join up to 80 very quickly, very comfortably. Banelings, they connected the bio. Planetary goes down, and we do have a series. We have that back and forth as ByuN cannot contest against this. He's trying to be active with drops. ByuN contained on 2 bases, really on a 1-base economy. The main is mined out. 1 base, Pappy. Only so much I can do for you. Only so much. GG gets called, CCs go down, and Solar ties up the series 1-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played, Solar. He will tie things up here. Again, a very intense back and forth in the series so far. When it comes to the game itself, if you recall, ByuN was very committed early on. He went into reactive marine production, into Hellions, into a Hellbat push, which was heavily delayed because it was so late, because of all the scouting and the Ling activity. It meant that Solar had more time to react, more time to respond, finishing up the Bailey Nest, finishing up his Banelings, and shutting it down. From then on forward, it was a rough follow-up here. ByuN, his third base was delayed, his tech was delayed, he was trying to recover. Bearing in mind that specifically on Rainfall, trying to build up into a longer game is much more difficult as the defending player, just because of the shore rushes by ground, and also because of how open the bases are as well. So getting into the mid game, into the mid to late game, it is so difficult to defend your third, fourth, and fifth base. And we saw that ByuN could not maintain those bases. He was shut down time and time again, losing workers, losing mineral lines. There's multiple avenues of attack into those expansions, and with that, Solar snowballs into a win. GG. GG, well played. Now we're going to be loading into game 2. Going to be loading into At Attorney's Edge. Let's go. Let us go. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of At Attorney's Edge, we have the red Zerg player. The red Zerg player himself, we have the South Korean Zerg. Tying up the series 1-1, it is Solar. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the blue Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran for Shopify. It is ByuN. Let's go. Let us go. So chat, this is on the hotfix. It's on the latest version of the patch. Yes, of course, of course. This is the first tournament on the latest version of the patch on the hotfix. Technically, the first tournament from the beginning. If you recall, the RSL qualifiers were mid-series, mid-qualifying match when the hotfix went live. So technically, like half a series of RSL European qualifier was on the hotfix. I guess it's like. But this is the first full tournament on the new patch, and we've already been seeing it come into play quite heavily in this series. If you missed it, I do recommend the VOD. Do recommend it. So far, once again, pull first. Pull first out of Solar, just like last game. Pull first into a hatchery, into a later gas geyser, going for a very safe opener. I'm assuming he's only going to make 2 lings, but we'll see. Back at home is CC first out of ByuN. ByuN being greedy, cutting corners. CC first, most likely into no SCV Scout, and most likely into no Reaper either. That's what we're expecting. Here's what we're expecting here. So just calming down. So we're going to be calming down here on At Attorney's Edge. When it comes to the map itself, we can see a couple of different directions here. If ByuN wants to be more aggressive, we can expand towards the Zerg, taking the triangular third base to push across the map. Likewise, it's going to be on Soul to slow the game down, to try to build it up. It's a bit of a larger map, so muta play is going to be more viable here. But again, because of the Woodermine change, because of what happened in game 1 as well, it's a very high chance that Solar just doesn't go mutas again in the series. It might just be deterred from that. We'll see. We've yet to experience any kind of roach heavy play. I don't like the idea of roaches here on At Attorney's Edge. It's a little bit too large for that. So we're leaning more towards Lingbane Hydra again. Or maybe even Lingbane Ultra. But I don't think Solar is really one that does cut those corners and tries to go Lingbane Ultra. It's a very risky style to try to get away with. It is safer just to go Hydra. Safer. ByuN's Reaper should train in 30 seconds. Oh, as we mentioned, there's no Reaper opener here. We tried to emphasize that this was CC first, which means no Reaper. It's ByuN saying, you can't see what I'm up to. Get out of here. Hold on, I'll whip out my Google Translate. Basically what happened here is that ByuN's like, what do you think I'm a noob? When the Lynx poked up the ram, and then Solo was laughing at his response. No. I was like, your response is good. ByuN's like, oh, that's a reactor, right? Like, he's just teasing him as to what he scouted. The banter, Pappy, the banter. As behind this, we're going for a 1-1-1. 1-1-1 here at ByuN. Once again, it's going to be a much more aggressive build here. Yeah, that's what you... we translate, ByuN. He confirms the translation. Confirms the translation. But shout out to ByuN for providing it, by the way. Big shout out to ByuN. We appreciate the translations. Patch comment? No. They were talking about the Link Scout, if you recall. It's about the Link Scout. Oh, I mean, you're speaking in general. I see. Yeah. From here, though, we're going to be opening up. It is going to be our initial, as we mentioned, 1-1-1 into reactor to Hellion Banshee. With this, the pressure is going to be on ByuN to get damage done, as he's going to be intentionally delaying his CC. Third base is on the way after this, but after said starport. So we'll see what we can get done as we are building up to 6 Hellions so far. Banshee as well. ByuN ideally distracting the queens. Ooh, Banshee gets spotted. Yeah, he gets spotted by the tumor. Solo's aware. Spore's repositioning. Clerk is activated, and there's no Spore here at the natural. Yeah, a couple seconds too late. We'll get one drone. One drone goes down. And may find another. Barely not. Yeah, just one drone kill. Getting 2. 2 drones. Solo's keeping up, and Solo he defends. Ooh, okay, so far nice defense here, especially considering what happened last game. Remember, last game it was 14 kills. last game we had 14 drone kills. Here it's going to be up to 4 drones going down. So I say last game, game 1. No, but even on Rainfall, the Banshees, yeah, they popped off. This time minimal losses, much more acceptable. Solo deflects, ByuN claiming his 3rd, and Solo's able to embrace his own 1-1 upgrades, getting into Link Main. So far so good. As we mentioned before, there's a higher chance we do see Hydra Tech here out of Solar. We'll see if he does dip his toes into Mutas again after game 1. Hydra on Solar. Meanwhile, big shout out to Defiance. God, oh my God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing for 6 months, for half a year of support. Baby God. Thank you so much for the support. We appreciate it. Thank you. Hope you enjoy the content, the casting of the StarCraft. Hope you enjoy. Exciting times for SC2. For sure. Exciting times. Oh. As again, the Banshees are going to be deflected. It is going to be Link Bane Hydra Tech here by Solar. So once again, playing a much more robust style. Oh, no, cancels. Wait, what? Oh, sorry, that was the second one. That was the second den. So Link Bane Hydra Den does finish. And so far, it's on Solar to keep up with the aggression, keep up with the rotations. And based on the gas being taken in on the second factory, ByuN is building up into a 4th CC. So we're getting in towards the mid to late game. No early timings. No early aggression outside of the Banshees. We're just building up. Now, I will say that this map is an easier map to turtle up on 4 bases on compared to Rainfall, of course. As ByuN can expand towards his opponent with the army as well. ByuN is pushing here on the top side. How about saying moving to support the army? +1 vehicle weapons on the way. Let's go. And ByuN is setting up. Ooh, we collapse in. Yeah, tank is going to go down. Bailey's going to crash in. One of the tanks is laid to siege. Yeah, laid to siege up, and Solar, he will catch out the army. Losing both tanks. And with that, ByuN is deflected. ByuN, he has no strength left. He has no backbone left to the army. Cannot keep pushing. And Solar holds. Whew, Solar, he does hold on. At the same time, Banshees, they poke in. They do distract. What I will say is at least the creep has been kept at bay. The creep is still very much so lacking for Solar, but ByuN is forced to expand. There's that 4 CC. Could have been thrown out a little bit earlier, but now is on the way. As ByuN does rotate, catching out the Overlord, denying creep. Does deny some tumors. Again, trying to maintain some kind of presence on the map here as Solar. He's already shown up to 80, right? He's shown up to 80. He's reaching his own peak economy. ByuN trying to be active here. Bearing in mind purely with Marines, his tank count was reset, so he has to slowly build his tank count back up. And it's on ByuN to delay and to threaten ideally the 5th base. Threaten the bases, threaten the expansions, deny the creep, while he builds up his tanks again. And so far doing well. Distracts on the left hand side. Does cause a distraction. 5th base is spotted. Oh, very nice target firing. Yes, the ByuN. But late to pick up. Yeah, a little bit late to pick up. Banshee gets caught. And ByuN, he will expand here away from the Zerg. Okay. A much more defensive expansion. Playing a little bit safer. Gross production is now underway. It says at Academy. And we'll see if ByuN can hold on. He does have his 5 tanks. Yeah, 5 tanks are ready. 1, 2, 3 tanks are exposed. Does catch 2. 2 tanks go down. But ByuN holds. So far, acceptable losses here for ByuN. Does defend. Zones away the Lings, and ByuN can land his 4th. Got a very entrenched position here at the 3rd. And he has the high ground advantage as well, and the choke point. Thankfully, Solar does recognize that, so he's taking a bit of Hive and into Vipers. So Vipers are amassing, Hive tech upgrades on the Lurkers. From here, we can go into Nidus Worms. It's an attempt at Nidus play. And the game will be slowing down quite heavily here. Will slow down. Oh, as we do focus on the expansion, Solar out of position. Very nice. Hatchery goes down. Solid pick off here by ByuN, dropping into the main. And Solar, he'll lose his 5th. And 5th base goes down. Spores as well. Setting up for more drop play. Ooh, we'll lose one of the medevacs. And 1 medevac does fall. Still a decent trade here by ByuN. But forced to pull away. Forced to pull back. We can see ByuN fully turtling up, throwing down more sensor towers in the main base as well. Getting ready for drop play. Making sure no Nidus Worm gets into the main. More towers on the left hand side as well. Just fully fully turtling up and maxing out. Now, I will say that Solar hasn't really been too greedy this game. Because of how active the drops were, you can definitely argue that he couldn't really be too greedy. But at this point, seeing all these sensor towers, Solar needs to mass expand. The gold base, specifically. We need the gold expansion. We need the center high-yield gas bases as well. It might even be worth sneaking out this northern base here to take that away from ByuN. One of the issues here when it comes to this map is that there is very much so a big delineation from one side of the map to the other. So the idea of Solar taking, say, this center left base or these northern bases is quite low. So on the one hand, yes, ByuN is turtling up, but there's a very high chance that Solar will never take these bases, and ByuN can always take them a little bit later on. So these bases are almost kind of like they're almost counting like a bank here for ByuN, as they can be taken at any time. Which is why I would feel like there's a lot of pressure on Solar to attempt to take these expansions. Won't be easy, but whatever he can take away from ByuN will benefit him in the long run. Likewise, it's going to be on ByuN to try to deny the gold. the layout of this map is actually reminding me a little bit of Persephone. Persephone was very similar, where like one half of the map and the other was very distinctly like split in half. Solo does commit in. Nice fighting clouds. Covers some of the tanks. Gets into the mineral island as well. Takes down 2. Takes down 3. Yeah, 3 tanks go down. Marines as well. And ByuN out of position. Again, his main army was on the southern side. And still is, by the way. This is too much. 33 XCVs. Ay, ay, ay. ByuN, he took this position for granted. Yeah, took it for granted. Didn't notice the rotations. Just now he turns back around. And will defend, but the damage has been done. And this is too much. Solo's already remaxed. He's already remaxed. He's up, what, 80 supply? 70 even? Can now rotate over towards the southern bases. And this expansion is so open. it's so open, so accessible. Solo getting ready to pounce. ByuN's fixated here on the top side. This planetary should fall. There's no defending this. Planetary goes down. Solo can just keep trading. He can just trade, Bappy. Yeah, he can just snowball out of control, takes on the middle orders, they go see everything. And ByuN has a lot of recovering to do, to the point where he shouldn't be able to. Like, at this level of play, like, again, Solar, he is far, far ahead. And he is taking some of his bases as well, which he doesn't even need to at this point, but sure. Taking some of his expansions. And just like us as well, like ByuN, he just had a little bit too much confidence in the defensive setup here at the third, where he didn't take the attack or the engage too seriously enough. Oh. Catching out a couple of tanks. He rotates over. Yeah, he does rotate. Banes they roll in, catching up more tanks, and again the Bio army just is not large enough to contend against this. There's just too much Lingbane Muta. Oh, sorry, too much Lingbane Hydra, as we have a Spire on the way for attempted Brood Lords if need be. We don't need that, but sure. Lurkers, they're getting involved in their own way. We didn't need them. And here's just a slow death for ByuN. Technically, there's a world where if Solo overextends and takes a bad fight, then maybe ByuN can recover, but not like this. As 1, 2, 3 tanks go down. Bailey's trying to push into the mineral line. They do get in. Oh, they do get in. 18 SCV kills. Ay, ay, ay. Insane damage here at the third. And Solo just can keep rallying. Just keep rallying. Keep pushing. And GG. GG gets called, and Solar, he will take a 2-1 lead in the series. Whew. GG. GG, well played. We'll take a lead in the series here. Winding up back here again, ByuN lost a lot of momentum early on when it came to his first tank push, if you recall. I say first tank push, so early on he committed into Hellion Banshee. This time he did not get enough damage done. Last game he called 14 drones, this time 4. 4 drones went down to the Banshee play, so less success when it comes to the early game aggression. He then went into his 7-minute push with his 2 tanks, and he lost his tanks immediately. Solely, he was so quick to dive on that army, and the moment those 2 tanks were killed, ByuN had to relinquish map control and start to turtle up. Start to turtle up back at home, getting his 4th CC, building up his tank count. ByuN was being active with his drops at least, but he had no real threat to the main bases of Solar. He couldn't really threaten the bases, the economy, just poking and prodding at the fringe edges of the map, as he had lost any kind of pushing power that he otherwise would have, and GG. In the end, ByuN, he just relinquished map control, tried to turtle up, and I do think there was a chance there for ByuN to successfully turtle and to and to fortify those 4 bases and get a 5th base. But again, maybe maybe he had a little bit too much confidence in the SimCity and the tank line at the 3rd, because Solar was able to break through. And again, ByuN had a very delayed, very limited reaction to it. It seemed like he was like, oh, I'll be fine. Like, there are plenty of tanks, plenty of reinforcements, whatever. Let's just keep pushing. And ByuN got punished. ByuN was punished for it. Did kind of misjudge the situation. GG. GG will play with that. Solar does take a 2-1 lead, and we'll see if Solar can close it out. We'll see if ByuN can bounce back and force the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. As spawning in the top right hand corner of the Old Sun Temple, we have the red Zerg player. Yeah, the red Zerg himself leading the series 2-1. It is Solar. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player, the blue Terran. We have the South Korean Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Let's go. Let us go. So we are settling in. CC first goes unpunished. I mean, CC first often goes unpunished. See Saito in the chat. Is often the case. If you're unfamiliar, as from here we are loading into the Old Sun Temple. We're going to 4-player spawn map. You can spawn in top left, bottom right, and top right as well. So 4 possible spawn locations. Solar, he does gamble a little bit here, and the first overlord will find ByuN. Once again, CC first at a ByuN, which is very common on 4-player spawn maps. Very, very common. It's very uncommon to go for like a safer build or a standard build. So CC first. Solar will be able to spot this ahead of time, and we'll see how Solar does react behind this hatch first as well. We've been seeing a lot of pool first so far this series, but this time hatch first, hatch into our pool, into our gas. We're settling in. Now, because of the close by ground and close by air spawns that we do have available here, this does mean that our players can be more active and aggressive in the mid game. Can be more aggressive. So does begin. Does begin. Does confirm the CC first. Does confirm the spawn location. Solar is aware. And you can see him repositioning his overlords, rotating over. And when it comes to worker scouting, that is going to be benefited a little bit by the speed zones. That's the purpose of them. We have our speed zones here in the center to allow for faster scouting. But again, there's no worker scout out of ByuN. Just building up. So once again, just confirming that it is going to be the factory follow-up. Even supposed to reactor as well. This version of the patch seems more reasonable. Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, it's still very early to make any strong conclusions about it. The patch is only a couple of hours old. I'm still on the fence when it comes to the Widowmine change, just because I'm curious to see how it impacts the meta. Yeah, curious. I think I'm in the boats. I mean, I think I'm in the boats, and I have been for a long time about the armory once again unlocking cloak for the Widowmine for TVP. If you remember, like I was expecting that to happen a year ago on the storm patch. I remember being shocked. I was like, why? Well, like what? why have we not changed this just to help when it comes to mid game TVP? Here, this patch, they did adjust the Widowmine, but in a very different way, and curious to see how it does impact Widowmine drop play in TVP. We have already seen it impact TVZ in the mid game quite heavily. I think my concern is that it does make Lingbane Muta less viable unless you're like Rain or Serral, where if you do have like the micro and control and the attentiveness to micro against said Widowmines and then to make that viable. That is a bit of a concern that I have. But once again, I can't make any strong statement after only seeing one game, right? We'll see. Nice catching the overload. I think mid-game of TVP has been somewhat fixed by the warp gate tax. Kind of. Not really. If you've been watching TVP as of late, you've been seeing Protoss players just not produce warp gates and just use gateways with warp gate with increased production, and they still gain map control in the same way. It's actually been really cool to see. It's been really cool to see Protoss adapt, avoid warp gates, get into heavy gateway production with just speed warping, like with just faster production on them. And still be able to gain map control in the same way and shut that down, or shut down Terran in the mid game. But that's been exclusively, at least from what I've seen, on these larger maps. So think of Old Sun Temple, think of Fear and Faith, think of those two maps come to mind when it comes to that occurring. But once again, it's only been a week, right? It's only been a week of the patch. So we'll see how that meta settles. From here, Hellions they poke in, they do catch a couple workers, likewise Banshee, sorry, Liberator in towards the third base, this time going Liberator, not Banshee, true. Does go Liberator, catching out 3 drones, and catching out the Queen as well. Yeah, some messy defense here from Solar, deny more mining, rallying into the Hellions as well. Hellions are somewhat trapped, but they will trade before they get surrounded. Yeah, they will get surrounded, and then they do get cleaned up. That's still going to be 6 drone, oh my god, that's still going to be 6 drone kills. Boys, where are we going, baby, where are we going? Getting the freedom, there's just too much freedom. Get out of here. Oh no. As again, a very chaotic, very messy defense here from Solar. Still cannot go back in. Oh my god. Liberator finally goes down, but has paid for itself, 100%. Causing so much chaos, so much havoc. At the same time, here comes the drop play by ByuN. ByuN is not done. Building up into ByuN. He's moving out. ByuN is dropping. He's moving out to drop. Likewise, ByuN rotating his towards left-hand side as well. And Solar should be able to keep up, but it's all about setting up for the push. We're just setting up here. Denying creep. Actually pushing all the way into the natural. Solar's out of position. The mines. Yeah, what will burrow. And setting up on the high ground. Leading Bane trying to roll in. Bailing speed is nowhere near being done. It should not connect. Yeah, they should not connect here. ByuN pulls away. Nice spread. And Soul's in trouble. Soul is in a lot of trouble here. Is heavily over sim. Nice target firing, but no. Yeah, Bailings, they still connect, and Solar barely holds on. Whew. Soul does hold, does connect. There was a lot of potential here. There was a lot of potential for more damage, but ByuN, alas, he had a bit of a harder time engaging with the Banelings, focusing them down. It was very messy. It was very, very messy there. In the end, Solar does hold. It got scary though, not gonna lie. Things got a little bit concerning. As ByuN rotates. Once again, dropping towards the 4th. We mentioned earlier that damage done from the Liberator, I mean, it has impacted the growth here of Solar for sure. Still is yet to drone up. Just now getting up to 80. Oh. ByuN trading well. Still rallying. We mentioned earlier, because of the spawn locations, we do have a shorter rush distance by ground. And ByuN is trying to keep that pressure up. Solo once again going to Lingbane Hydra. Fourth base on the way. Again, because of all this pressure being applied, ByuN, his fourth base is left untouched. It's going to be on location. Solo cannot deny. Cannot deny the expansion. ByuN shuffling his units around. Interesting that ByuN is still committed into Widow Mines against the Lingbane Hydra setup here of Solar. Traditionally, Widow Mines are less effective against Hydra-based compositions, especially working into Lurkers, so we'll see if how this change of pace works out here. Obviously, it's a higher pace and higher momentum game here from ByuN. There's a lot of potential with these mines, but if fights go awry, then very quickly everything will snowball out of control. Oh, does get a queen. 1, 2, 3, does get 4 queens. Oh my god, just barely the 4th. Picks up in time. Pushing on the left. Oh. Once again, ByuN is pushing. Catching up more queens. That's going to be 6 queens in total going down. Ay, ay, ay. Heavy queen losses. Down to 3. Yeah, down to 3 queens. Solo, he does clean up the main army, does defend here the main push. But can Solo threaten the bases? As we try to emphasize, there are no defensive tank lines here for ByuN. So the moment that ByuN's aggression subsides, these bases will go down. Like, these bases are very exposed. So very much so this is on a knife's edge. Solo keeping up with the drop. Lose 4 workers. Solo, he rotates. He's coming. And it's now time for Solo to be the aggressor. Solo has defended. ByuN has to get the hell out of here. We get some okay mine shots. And some nice connections. Widow Mines, they connect. ByuN, does he have enough at home to defend? He's still racing back. And the spread is good. Yeah, the spread is good. Shuts down the Lings. It just wasn't enough Lingbane. Not on the southern side. And ByuN should hold on. He should hold on here. There are some Banelings getting into the middle line, though. Oh, no! Yeah, maybe action. 8 SCV kills. 8 workers going down. Oh, no! Oh, my god. Banelings, they connect. 15 SCVs. Ay, ay, ay. Get late reactions out of ByuN. Doesn't pull away in time. 16 SCV kills. We'll lose the mineral line. And ByuN is being slowed down. He's being slowed down. Now it's his turn to counterattack. Banelings on already. Oh, it's only Ling. Yeah, it's pure Ling defense. This counterattack hits so quickly, and ByuN, he can just stand and fight. He can just A-move. He can just A-move in. No splits required. The base goes down, and Solo's in trouble. He needs the Banes. He needs the Banelings. They get focused down. They just are not enough. Lurkers 8 bar. There's 4 lurkers in total. Down to 3. Down to 2. And soon to be down to 1. There just is not enough here. And ByuN, he will punish. He snowballs out of control. Pushes through the ramp. Pushes through the main army. The Lunkers, they do nothing. GG gets called. And ByuN ties up the series. We are going to the ace match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. As ByuN does tie things up again, you could see just how short the rush distance is because of the close spawns. As soon as the fight went awry for Solar, as soon as ByuN defended, bam, instant counterattack. Instant counterattack. ByuN, he was in the bases, he was in that left-hand expansion, the linear third base, and then pushing directly into the natural as well. Very short rush distance, very little time to react, and Solar didn't have the time to morph in Banelings. He could not morph them in time. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're getting into the ace match. We're getting into game 5, and we'll see how this story ends here. We'll see what map we load into. I'm not aware of the vetoes. Don't know what we're going to be loading into here. Let's go. Let us go. Meanwhile, my assumption was that the upper semis was playing, but I actually don't know if that's happening. I don't... Just because I think all the casters are together. So not too certain. But let's go. Let us go. Oh, Jesus. What the... As we are loading into Rorschach. Once again, a small map of the map pool. Aggression here is favored. Short rush distance by ground. We'll see how Solo will approach this here. We have yet to experience any roach heavy play at a Solo this series. Even on Rainfall, if you recall, I would hope to see it here, but again, it's up to Solar. We'll see. We'll see. Meanwhile, big shout out to Rocktopus in the chat. Thank you so much for subscribing for 5 months for almost half a year support with Twitch Prime. Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate the support. Thank you. Hope you enjoy the content, the casting of the StarCraft. Hope you enjoy. As we are settling into game number 5. We find ourselves in the ace match, and spawning in the bottom hand corner of Rorschach, we have the red Zerg player, the red Zerg player himself, being forced into the ace match. Can he bring it back? It is Solar. And spawning in the bottom hand corner, we have the blue Terran player, the blue Terran player himself, representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Let's go. Let us go. As we find ourselves in the ace match, and welcome one and all to Rorschach. Rorschach again is a small map of the map pool, short rush distance by grounds, especially if you expand towards each other. There is a healing pad in the dead set center of the map, and that will benefit especially Terran aggression early on. We'll see if it's going to be made use of course, especially in the first week of play. Players did not know that it was there, so again, now they've had a little bit more time to have some more experience on the map itself. And we'll see how Solo opens up. In my mind, I feel like we have to play Roach, but again, Solo has been avoiding Roach play the entire series. Curious to see if he will finally accept that fate here, or if we go into Link Main again. We'll see. Here we go. Yes, from here, our players are going to be opening up. Again, it's going to be a pull first, pull into hatchery, into a later gas geyser. This will allow for the queens and the lings to pop out a little bit earlier to defend against the first reaper. Just a safer start out of Solar. You can try to skirt around the edge and delay the CC. There are some options. Yeah, so for now we are going to be calming down, going to be setting into our openers. Behind this, we do see a Rax Expand opener here by ByuN. This time, no crazy CC first, of course. When it comes to the map itself, we do have a couple of unique features outside of just the healing pad. We do have the gold base here in the top center of the map, and likewise some hybrid bases as well. These hybrid bases barely come into play. Like, they are very difficult to defend and very difficult to maintain. As you can see, like, they're very isolated from each other. So we've seen many players attempt and fail to take those hybrid expansions. But it's a nice feature, I suppose. It's I feel like the only way you can really take them though is if you're like far ahead in the game and you have map control. Otherwise, very difficult to maintain. So we typically expand towards the top side instead. We typically expand away from the Terran. Sol's claiming his third. Meanwhile, ByuN has been embracing his own 1-1-1 quite heavily throughout this series. We're expecting it here as well. There's the add-on swap into reactor to Hellion production. And there is said starport. Interesting location, by the way. Based on the starport location, there's no add-on swap. Okay, so no add-on swap. We have reactor to Hellion. We have a couple of Marines here. I'm curious if we go for a Liberator to reinforce this push, or if we go into a Medevac to likewise reinforce this as well. This is a little bit more peculiar here from ByuN. Do we set up for another Hellbat push? It is going to be a Liberator. Eyes are on an attempted Armory. I mean, hey, the MVP Liberator, right, was doing a lot last game. Can we do it again? Hellions, they move that across the map. Everyone's going to be zoned away. We are going to be rushing just still much faster than normal, as we are not going for any kind of add-on swap into Cloak Banshee. And we'll see how ByuN sets up.
Not enough energy.
Likewise, Solar just now just poke out. Actually in position to scout the... Oh, never mind. I was going to say to scout the Liberator, but does miss it. Liberator does go around the edge. And it's only going to be 6? 7, okay. 7 Hellions from here going for the third TC. There's no army behind this. We'll be able to poke and prod, but not too committed here from ByuN. Liberator is activated. Hellions, they poke in. Distracting the queens. Ideally creating an opening. We just go for the dive? Oh god, he's crazy. Yeah, he gets punished for it as well. Lings like move this around, and ByuN, he will lose everything. ByuN. Yeah, massive misstep there. It does fumble the ball, does blunder. Losing every single Hellion for a handful of Lings. Not worth it. And the Liberator likewise goes down as well. Brutal start here for ByuN. He got too greedy, Bap. He got too greedy. Went for the dive, got punished, and with that, Solar can now drone. Now he can just drone up, get up to 3 base saturation, get a 4th base as well, and Solar is looking very comfortable. Very comfortable. There's our 4th base being taken. Solar, he does scout the 3rd CC timing. Is aware. 4 CCs on the way. That's a very fast 4th, actually. We haven't even landed the 3rd base, so ByuN, I mean, he's desperate here. So incredibly fast 4th. Solar, he will scout the 4 CC. Sure, he's like, what the hell? And Solar's response, muta play. Fair enough. Going for the Spire, going for mutas. We'll attempt to punish the greed. And it's going to be a rough road to recovery here for ByuN. It's going to be very rough. ByuN Solar even rushing into the gold. Oh my god. The greed, Pappy. Solar's able to keep up. Triple expanding. No. Now, there is a world where maybe Solar's too greedy and ByuN can punish, but the reality is that because of ByuN's 4 CC, like, there's just nothing to be worried about. There are no concerns, Pappy. Yeah, Bane's to get focused down. So some nice target firing there by ByuN. Mutas are on the way. Again, ByuN has no idea. Behind this are no turrets in position as ByuN has no scouting. And we'll see what Solar can get done. As ByuN does scout the gold, is aware. And we're going to try to turtle up here. Again, the bases are open, the ramps are wide. It is looking quite dire. Here's a move in. And they pick up some SCVs, and GG. GG gets called. Again, there's nothing to defend, and Solar, he will claim the series 3-2, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Solar, he will claim the series again. A very rough start there for ByuN in game number 5. Winding it back, if you remember, ByuN, he went for a 1-1-1 build into Reactored Hellion Liberator, into 7 Hellions to push out across the map, and ByuN lost everything without getting a single drone. ByuN, he saw an opening that wasn't quite there. He committed. He was too greedy. As soon as he got surrounded, that was game. From there, Solar, he was able to freely join up and expand. ByuN, because he was desperate, he went for a fast force CC, but he got scouted. He got scouted instantly, and because of that scout, Solar triple expanded. Triple expanded, got the gold base, and got the Spire as well, so Solar was able to outgreed ByuN, and then just snowball from there. GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations, Solar, he will claim the series, and with that, do we have our grand finals ready for us? Let's have a look. Exclamation mark B in the chat to have a look at the back yourselves. What has been going on? Looks like we have our finals. Okay, so we have our grand finals here. It is going to be a TVZ as Cure. Oh no. I'm an animal. I switched servers. I thought it was Clem. Cure takes down Clem 3-0. So Clem did of course play Protoss there, and Cure, he was able to have a dominant performance over Clem in that 3-0 scoreline. Again, we saw Cure versus Zaun yesterday as well, 2 days ago during the RSL qualifiers, and Cure's TVP is looking insane. So with that, Cure, he shuts down Zaun, he shuts down Clem 3-0 here as well, and we have a TVZ finals between Cure and Solar. Let's go. Let us go.